A local teen's murder is at the center of this mystery show with a twist. It involves some supernatural stuff as well. Let's talk about Sanctuary, a Witch's Tale. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for Sanctuary, a Witch's Tale. You can see this on AMC Plus or also Sundance Now. There's a few different avenues in which you can watch this, and it's based on the 2020 novel Sanctuary, a novel of suspense, witchcraft, and small town secrets. And yes, there's a lot of those in this TV show. Before I launch into the specifics, though, of the show and my thoughts on it, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and just about every day something new goes up. So there's always a lot to check out, a ton of stuff going on, and I have playlists on the homepage for your convenience as well. So you can check out, if you want to kind of just look at the TV stuff, look at the movie stuff, and it's broken down by year as well. So the more current stuff will be under 2024 TV, 2024 movies. Anyway, with that in mind, please consider subscribing. Click that like button, comment below. All that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. All right, so this takes place in the fictional small English town of Sanctuary, which is not only named that, but it is also a sanctuary city for witches. Witches have been living in the open among everybody else for centuries and are just kind of accepted as the members of society. Sarah Fenn, played by Elaine Cassidy here, is a witch and maybe the only one left. The show will dive into that, but basically the townspeople come to her when they're sick, they need remedies, what have you. And her daughter, Harper Fenn, played by Hazel Dupe, is accused of this murder that I mentioned up top. This dude who was, a superstar rugby player and a bully to others, but he is pushed to his death, and people are looking for answers, specifically his mother, of course, Abigail, played by Amy De Bruyn. I don't know any of these people, to be completely honest, but she is convinced that Sarah is the culprit, and that Harper rather, is the culprit, and that she indeed is a witch. So we're going to try and figure out the details of this as the show goes along. The first episode actually is kind of boring. A lot of background on the characters and stuff, and the murder does happen about 15-20 minutes in, so they do set the stage with that, but it's a really slow moving first episode, so kind of have to push past that, and the second episode picks up a little bit from there, but for the most part, this is kind of an unfortunate show because in concept it's interesting. My guess is the book is probably pretty good, but the acting here is really not great, and the budget for some of the effects and stuff like that is really, really light. And it's surprising because we're in this day and age where it seems like effects should not look like 90s syndicated TV show effects, but that's what we get here. Which is bizarre because the people behind this, AMC, I mean, they obviously have money. They produce all the Breaking Bad and the Walking Dead stuff, and they obviously have budgets. So I'm not exactly sure sort of what happened there, but also the acting, like I mentioned, it's not great. And it takes me kind of out of the story a little bit. But the story itself is pretty decent. Other than the first episode being slow, it does start to pick up, like I said, and this sort of idea of, okay, is this one person really the last of her kind? Is she the last witch around? Or has she passed it along to her daughter, and her daughter has been hiding it this whole time? These are some of the mysteries surrounding the town. But another thing I like about it is that unlike shows of this kind where it's, very supernatural based, they sort of lean into that as kind of the main hook. And the main hook here really is the mystery, the murder mystery. So yes, witchcraft is sort of there, but it's not the main focal point. And it reminded me a little bit of some of those, really great shows from the past where, yeah, supernatural elements were a part of it, but let's focus on the storytelling and the characters like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that. Now, this is, leagues below that for sure. That's one of the top of the genre, but this has some elements that I think could have worked with some better acting for sure, but better writing perhaps, maybe better direction and a slightly bigger budget. And it's funny because since we're not leaning into the witchcraft element, there's not even that many effects needed, really. But for some reason, even the few that there are look very shoddy and cheap. I mentioned like syndicated supernatural shows from the 90s, but also like early sci-fi stuff. Now sci-fi has a budget and like Resident Alien looks great and all that. But the sci-fi channel of 15, 20 years ago, this is the kind of stuff I would expect to see on there, not on AMC. So I'm a little shocked by that. Look, this is a pretty middling grade for sure, but I do think the mystery component is good, and I like the fact that they're focusing most of their time on that and not necessarily, okay, let's go on a witch hunt. And obviously, yes, the mother is going on a literal witch hunt because she's trying to prove that this girl is a witch. But there's also some metaphorical things there as well. So I think some of this stuff works, and some decidedly does not. So I will leave Sanctuary a Witch's Tale with a C+. And if you are interested in this one, you can catch it, like I said, on AMC Plus or the Sundance app as well. So a couple of different ways there. All right, thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It. I'll see you next time. Bye.